What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a previously forgotten series on the channel. This is episode 2 of Let's Talk Wrestling. I sort of just did one episode of it and then forgot about it, but it's coming back in full force because it is daily December, so I'm posting every day this month. This is day 3 of the daily uploads, so I'm probably going to be churning out a few of these throughout the month to just talk about what's hot in wrestling at the minute, what's the big talking points, because my last one was the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix. This time obviously I'll be covering the New Day, because last night on Raw they had the 10-year anniversary celebration thing, which very quickly turned, but I mean in a good way, story wise, in a bad way for Big E, unfortunately. Obviously this was a huge moment. I saw on Twitter, like before it, that some people are calling this one of the biggest segments of Triple H's reign with the pencil, his run with the pencil as head booker, head of creative, and I agree. Obviously the New Day have been a huge part of WWE TV for literally 10 years now. They've been a pretty much a mainstay, all three of them, outside of Big E for the last couple of years, which has been really weird to not have Big E around. And you know, when the New Day come out, it's weird to see them without him, and you don't hear his voice on the over the top of the theme song and stuff going, oh, you know, like it'll be a big pop when it does, or we thought it would be. But he returned last night with his own theme song, and that looks like how he will most likely return if he ever is medically cleared. Because just a rundown for anyone that didn't see Monday Night Raw, the full segment I think you can find on YouTube if you're interested. Probably shouldn't be directing people away from my videos, but yeah, I'll just give it a quick rundown. So yeah, the New Day come out, they thank everyone, they say, oh, 10 years, da 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 da, all of this, that sort of stuff, and then they go, we just want to make sure you know that this isn't your fault, and it leaves it on a bit of a cliffhanger. And then Big E's music hits, which is weird. As I said, him coming out to his own music, you know, it's quite odd. You forget he was a single star at the end of his, towards the end of his career up until this point. Obviously this isn't definitely the end of his career. Some people thought he would be retiring tonight, or that could be announced. No announcement, so I'm taking it as he will return sometime in the near future. But yeah, as I was saying, they leave it on the cliffhanger, and then Big E comes out and he says, I'm here. I know I've seen you bickering and arguing, and that hurts my soul. So until I am medically cleared, I'm gonna be your manager. And you think, right, he smoothed everything over. That got a pretty decent pop from the crowd. I didn't think the crowd were great. I don't know if that was just because of how I watched it or whatever, but I didn't think they were really that excited for a pretty big segment. But yeah, and then Woods and Kofi turn on him. They go, now? Really? After all of this, you want to come back now? And they really turn it on him. A bit of gaslighting, a bit of Roman Reigns style gaslighting is the term that's been thrown around a lot on Twitter and such, saying that they've just turned it all around on him, saying it's basically all Big E's fault, and they can't believe that he's done this and he's chosen all these people over him, and he's only broken his neck. Kurt Angle, Edge, Stone Cold, all these people came back from neck, broken necks, and he didn't even need surgery. So what's taken him so long? Xavier Woods needed surgery on a torn Achilles. He tore straight off the bone. He needed surgery and he was back in 9 months. For him, it's been 2.5 years. Big E, what are you doing? Has it been 2.5 years? It's somewhere around that ballpark. But yeah, since Madcap Moss broke his neck on SmackDown, that was just before WrestleMania, I want to say. I think that's right. Just before WrestleMania 38, because WrestleMania 38 was Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston against Boogs and Nakamura in that match, and then Boogs got injured and they had to do a 2-on-1, and it was all a big thing. So yeah, that was the last time we really saw Big E. Wade Barrett said on commentary it's the first time he's been on a Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, just a weekly show, in nearly 4 years. That sounds wrong to me. I'm pretty sure that wasn't true. Maybe nearly 3 years, but not nearly 4 years. But yeah, we saw the end of the New Day as we knew it, but sort of the continuation of the New Day as we've known it for the last couple of years. That'll carry through because it's just going to be Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. We saw them saying each other to the end. At the end of it, after Big E walked out of the ring, they were saying, it's just me and you now together and all that stuff. And they are weaker without Big E, obviously. They haven't won the tag titles since Big E left, outside of the NXT tag titles, because he is the most powerful force in the group. He's a big reason for why they why they were so popular and so powerful and dominant in the tag division. Because you can just see behind the singles runs attires, we've got the New Day. I have 3 complete sets of the New Day. The Boot EOS set from WrestleMania 32, the Elite 60 and 61 from the match with the Usos, and 78, 79 from I can't remember. And then I have this Lonely Kofi from like Elite 41. I think that's the only Elite set I don't have completed. Oh, and like the Elite 53 one. But yeah, we can see here all their tag team gold. They won the Raw tag team titles, the SmackDown tag team titles, and obviously the WWE tag team titles before that. I feel bad for them because they never won a nice looking tag title other than Kofi. I think he won them before they switched to the penny belts, the Raw tag team titles back in the day. But yeah, he still won the penny belts with Evan Bourne. I hate the penny belts. I think the SmackDown ones, the blue and silver ones, they're all right. The red and silver ones aren't great. Raw's just red titles were just horrific. The nicest one was the women's title. That was quite nice, but the Universal title and the Raw tag team titles, minging, disgusting. The strawberry belts, just not very nice. So I would like to see the New Day win a nice looking tag title outside of NXT, that is, I think, because I really like the tag title designs these days. But yeah, they dominated the tag division. They're the longest reigning tag team champions, or they were the longest reigning tag team champions until the Usos last year. Last year, early 2023, that was the longest reign of all time. Some people might say that they only were the longest reigning tag team champions because of like the class action lawsuit with Demolition and all that stuff, and the concussions and all of those lawsuits that WWE faced. They were trying to get back at them, and yeah, case in point, that's a grade A thing that Vince McMahon would do. If you want to see more things Vince McMahon would do and has done, then go back and watch episode 1 of Let's Talk Wrestling. And while you're there, leave a like, leave a comment on this video, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see covered next on Let's Talk Wrestling. Obviously, I will be covering mainly stuff that happens in the future from now. So like as it happens, or well, the day after it happens, most likely, with it being like overnight for me. But if you want me to talk about anything ongoing at the minute or anything like that, leave a comment down below, as well as any other video suggestions you do have, because obviously I've got 28 more videos to go this month. I'm also doing daily December spots over on Instagram if you want to go check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But yeah, I don't know what else I really have to say. Obviously, we've seen their singles runs. We've seen Big E's girlfriend on Twitter hit back at something Woods said about a bland-looking Thanksgiving dinner, I think it was. She said, must be incredibly bland, just like your singles run or something, and I hope you never win a title. It was something like that. And obviously, Xavier Woods is the only one of the only member of New Day to not win a singles title. He is the king of the ring. He did beat Roman Reigns in the pandemic, but Kofi is a Grand Slam champion. He won the WWE title at WrestleMania 35. Big E is a former Intercontinental champion. Don't think he ever won the US title. He might have, though. That might have slipped my mind. And obviously he is an ex-WWE champion. both of those reigns were ended at the hands of Brock Lesnar, as we know, horrifically in the case of Kofi Kingston on that debut episode on Fox. Terrible. Maybe the worst thing that happened to the New Day. Well, probably, well, no, obviously Big E breaking his neck is worse. But yeah, he was another world champion. Xavier Woods hasn't won that yet. I didn't know if, I was thinking it would maybe go in the direction of Woods turning against Kofi or turning against Big E. Well, he has, but, solo style, turning against them and trying to go to the top of the mountain like they've been. Maybe he'll do it with their support in future. I don't see Xavier Woods winning a world title at this stage anymore, unfortunately. I think a few years ago he could have, just maybe a short reign, probably. But I think he's definitely a step up from like the 3-man band. Heath Slater still needs a world title. Like, he's more believable to win a world title. I don't see it happening now, unfortunately. IC or US title, definitely. I think that should happen for Xavier Woods. He's a good worker. He's won the King of the Ring. I think the King of the Ring should give you an automatic title shot. Did it? Actually, did it? I can't remember. I don't know if he used that on Roman or whatever happened. I don't remember much. That was 5 years ago now. That's pretty mental. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see the WrestleMania triple threat of the New Day. Same like we never saw the Shield in a triple threat. Well, we did, just not at WrestleMania. We saw it like Battleground or something before the brand split happened. I can't remember what it was at. It wasn't Money in the Bank. We saw it sort of at Money in the Bank with the Roman versus Seth, and then Roman versus Ambrose, because Ambrose cashed in, or did Rollins win it then and then Dean cashed in? I can't remember. My brain's frazzled from all this different history of WWE going on right here. But yeah, the New Day has changed forever. I do see Big E returning at the Royal Rumble. That seems the most likely to me right now, because I don't think they would say those things, as I've said. They wouldn't say those things about him. You're never going to get medically cleared. If he was actually never going to get medically cleared, I feel like. And I don't think he would return just for this one appearance and then that be like one of his last ever in a ring. I think he definitely still has one last run in his future, and I think the New Day do too. They will definitely get back together in the future, I would assume. But we're gonna see Kofi and Woods obviously as heels now. That'll be interesting. So could they dethrone Judgment Day? I see Judgment Day's reign ending soon. Whether the New Day will be next in line to the champions, whoever it is facing them. I don't know if it is Xavier and Kofi. It could be. I don't actually watch Raw very often. I watch the highlights and I'll see what happened on Twitter and stuff like that. But outside of that, I never watch Raw live because it's at like 1 a.m, and then you don't record it and watch it. There's nothing really to watch the full thing back on other than like mentally edited YouTube videos. But hopefully when Raw goes to Netflix, I will cover that a bit more. Maybe I'll do some like Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, stuff like that on the channel. So if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments down below. But that's been it for the second episode of Let's Talk Wrestling. It is also in my plans at some stage in the future, if I was to grow in popularity a fair bit, to make this series into a podcast, where I just have guests on and talk about specific things that have just happened in wrestling, or just general talk about things happening in wrestling or the history, anything. A bit of a podcast. So if you'd be interested in that, let me know. Definitely get some people on to do that in the future. But for now, I think it's just going to be me talking. So if you don't like that, let me know and I'll maybe make a change. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Don't know what the video tomorrow will be. Might be John Cena's fantasy booking. Could be another episode for Let's Talk Wrestling. Maybe a Dead Man's Deliveries. Maybe figure flipping. A lot could happen tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed already, do subscribe and turn your post notifications on, because they will be dinging away all throughout December. Goodbye.